Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Cheryl and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on listening comprehension. Let me give you an overview of what we're going to talk about today. First of all, we're going to talk about the listening comprehension exam format, and then we'll talk about some strategies for listening comprehension, and we will do an actual LC practice. So let's get right into it. So there are two sections in the LC exam. The first section is Section A, and this consists of 22 marks. For this section, you will need to respond to a variety of listening tasks, and you can listen to the recordings twice. Section B consists of 8 marks, and in this section, you just need to do a simple note-taking task, but you only get to listen to the recording once. So the entire LC exam has a total of 30 marks and it carries a 10% weightage in your entire English exam results. So let's get into some LC strategies that you can use for your LC exam. The first thing is where you should read the questions in advance. There are a few pockets of time where you can actually make use of to read the questions in advance, and this is important because it will help you to know what to listen for. But please do not do this when another recording is being played. You should be paying attention to what the recording is saying, no matter how unimportant you think it might be. Only read the next questions during pauses. My second tip is to note down important points. This is important because it helps you to stay focused. It can also help you to remember some important information, but do not write everything down. This is not a dictation. You should only be noting down main points. Now please remember to use a pencil to make notes, and you need to be very neat as well. You should not be scribbling all over the page. If you have the time, you can erase your notes as well. But of course, only your notes, not your answers. Your answers should be written in pen. Tip number 3 is to check your answers during playback. So when the recordings are played again, you should still be listening to the recording to check your answers. This will help you to check the accuracy of your answers. And you can also pick out any information that you had missed previously. So, it's important that you do not zone out and don't leave any questions unanswered. What you should be doing is to check if the answer is found in the recording. And of course, this is only for Section A, because remember in Section B, you are only played the recording once. Tip number 4 is to remain focused throughout the entire exam. If you've missed any information, don't panic. Don't dwell on that question. What you should be doing is to continue listening and answering the remaining questions. If it's in Section A, you can wait for the second time that the recording would be played. So my final tip for you is to practice. You can practice using past year papers, you can search for online English LC exams, or you could just listen to podcasts or YouTube videos. As you are practicing, remember to familiarize yourself with the LC exam format so you know what to expect during the exam, and also practice identifying main points. For example, if you're listening to a podcast, you can identify the main point of what the speaker is trying to say. So let's try an actual practice. So this question is taken from a past year school exam paper. What I'll do is I'll link the recording in the description box below, so you can listen to the recording and complete the question on your own. I'm not going to do that in this video, because if not, it'll make this video really long. Let me just show you the question paper as well. So on the left of your screen, you can see the question instructions, and on the right, you can see the actual questions. Okay, so pause the video here, click on the link in the description box for the actual LC practice, complete this question, and come back to this video to check your answers. Okay, so I hope you've completed the LC practice. Let's take a look at the answers. So I'm going to show you transcripts of what each speaker has said, because it'll be easier to show you how we derive the answers for each speaker. So this is the first one. Speaker 1 was a young woman. Now there are some keywords in what she has said, so I'm going to pick them out. The first one is, you don't have to spend 15 to 30 minutes. This tells me that it's faster. And the second one is, all you have to do is. So this tells us that this nail polish is very easy to use. So going back to the question, we need to decide which word tells us that it's easier and faster. And I think the best answer here is C, convenience. So I can add my answer C for speaker 1. Going on to speaker 2, this is a middle-aged man, and he was talking about sprays for balding men. So again, I'm going to look for keywords in what he said. I have picked out 3. The first is concealing, the second is blend in naturally, and the third one is looks absolutely natural. So basically, all these keywords tell me that it cannot be seen. Well, I guess it looks so natural that you don't know that it's there. So going back to the question again, I think the best word for this speaker is inconspicuous. So I'm going to add my answer F for speaker 2. Speaker 3 is a female student, and here is a transcript. I've picked out this keyword, personal air conditioner, because this tells us that, well, an air conditioner cools down a place. The second phrase is, we have all been dreaming of. So this phrase tells us that it's something that we want. The next phrase, living here in our hot climate. This tells us that it's kind of uncomfortable. And finally, perfect local microclimate, reducing the humidity and purity in the air around you. So this tells us that it's a perfect, comfortable climate. Going back to our question again, I think the best answer for speaker 3 is G, provides comfort. So I'll put G for speaker 3. Okay, so I won't be going through the remaining answers with you, but what I'd like you to do is to check your remaining answers using the answer key given. You would be able to find this in the last 2 pages of the worksheet that you have downloaded. Then, using the same method that I showed you for the first 3 answers, apply it to these remaining answers as well. Use that to analyze the transcript and decide on the best answer. What you can also do is to listen to the recording again and see if you can pick out the important keywords as well. Finally, I'd like you to ask yourself this question. How can I identify the correct clues? I'll give you a tip for this answer. It's actually the 5 tips that I have mentioned right at the beginning of this video. I'm going to summarize the 5 tips that I talked about in the first half of this video. The first is to remember that you should try to read the questions in advance. Secondly, you should note down any important points in pencil. During playback, remember to check your answers. Always remain focused throughout the entire exam. And of course, remember to practice. I found a video of adult Singaporeans trying the listening comprehension exam. I'll leave a link in the description box below for you if you're interested in watching that. So that's it for today's video. If you found it useful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, feel free to share this with your friends or family whom you think might find it useful as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!